Learning Styles, presented by Caitlin Edwards, Tyra Lee, Megan McMorris, and Victoria Viviano.
Introduction. This presentation will delve into the established frameworks of learning styles, critically examine their efficacy and impact within e-learning in traditional settings, and explore the transformative shift in approaches and teacher roles due to the digital age. We will define the foundational components in 4 basic learning styles. We will explore how different learning styles perform in e-learning versus on-site environments. We will examine how age influences learning styles. We will trace the shift from traditional teacher-directed instruction to the modern role of teachers as facilitators, and we will discuss strategies for leveraging technology to support diverse learners, ensure effective design, and enhance educational opportunities.
Learning styles overview. Learning styles vary from individual to individual and correlate strongly with the cultural backgrounds of learners. The 3 major components of learning include cognitive, which is how individuals process information, understand concepts, and apply knowledge or problem solving. Affective, which is emotional side of learning, including feelings, attitudes, values, and motivations, which includes reflection and learning environment. And psychological, how individuals acquire, retain, and use knowledge. This involves operant conditioning and observational learning. The 4 components of learning abilities combine into concrete experiences or feeling, abstract conceptualization or thinking, reflective observation or watching, and active experimentation or doing. The combinations of these things result in 4 basic types of learning. So there's assimilator, who have a strong ability to form theoretical models. They're inductive and good with abstract thinking. Divergers have strong imaginative skills, are people-oriented, and have broad cultural interests. Convergers have impractical applications of new ideas, deductive reasoning, and are unemotional. And last is accommodators, risk-taking intuitive learners who are reactive and visionary. New understandings with learning styles involve the concept of e-learning versus on-site learning. Students who identify as assimilators or convergers have better learning outcomes in e-learning environments. Accommodators and divergers show better learning outcomes in traditional in-person instructor-led environments. And age is a variable. Learning styles among people over the age of 25 are not differentiated. Differences visualized in studies continue to be statistically insignificant regardless of learning environment. And controversies with learning styles. The concept of learning styles is not standardized across education, leading to disparate and inconsistent implementation of pedagogy in classroom settings. Evidence-based approaches are considered to be the current best practice in teaching pedagogy.
For students over 25, learning styles do not significantly differ between those who take face-to-face courses and those who are accustomed to remote learning, suggesting that learning style is not a barrier to e-learning adoption for this age group. E-learning has low adoption in Chile despite a robust technology infrastructure, which is surprising given the country's economic development and corporate training practices using remote systems. In Chile, undergraduate education has slowly integrated technological information tools, primarily as a support to formal education, rather than fully embracing them, resulting in a dual education system. Despite investments in integrating technology into education, many technology options have been underutilized or abandoned due to limited user acceptance, indicating that a challenge beyond mere availability of technology. Implications. Postgraduate programs in Chile could significantly benefit by incorporating some measure of distance learning, shifting from face-to-face delivery to increase their reach and provide participants with varied teaching methods. Professors teaching adult students should employ a variety of teaching resources rather than adhering to a single style, such as the accommodator style often observed with on-site students. Given that learning styles of older evening students do not clearly differentiate between face-to-face and remote learning, this study suggests that programs for these students could be taught effectively at a distance or in dual mode, expanding access to training opportunities nationwide. While modern digital technologies are prevalent and enhance skills such as communication, collaboration, and creativity, Research indicates that these learning styles are not correlated with the perception or adoption of these tools, which implies that educators can integrate these technologies broadly without being concerned about student-specific learning style preference, which may impact their acceptance of the technology itself.
Now we are going to switch gears to discuss how the role of the teacher should be ever evolving and how teachers must be flexible and willing to adapt to new findings and new technologies. Traditionally, education positioned teachers as the sole authority and primary source of knowledge. Their role was to deliver structured content, often in a lecture-based format, with students expected to absorb and reproduce information while remaining seated and copying notes, often mimicking the teacher. This model reflects behaviorist and cognitivist learning theories with a heavy focus on rote memorization and common assessment measures. The emphasis was less on critical thinking or applying concepts to real-life context and more on accuracy and repetition. Many researchers emphasize that this approach limits flexibility and student autonomy, reinforcing a one-size-fits-all model of instruction. In today's educational practices, the teacher's role has shifted dramatically. Rather than acting as gatekeepers of information, teachers now serve as facilitators for learning and learning partners for their students. Technology plays a central role in this transformation, enabling students to collaborate, access resources, and engage in authentic, real-world problem-solving experiences. These changes align with the constructivist and connectivist theory, which prioritize inquiry-based and personalized learning for our students. As Harrison notes, online technologies foster active, networked participation. Krapel and Kramashi argue that technology does not replace the teacher, but expands the ability to motivate and guide students. This evolution requires new competencies for teachers such as digital literacy, adaptability, and skills in designing hybrid and technology-enhanced instruction as outlined in the Information and Communication Technology Integration literature.
The impact of technology on teaching and learning. Today's educators are no longer just content deliverers. Instead, their roles are shifting toward facilitators of learning, guiding students in thinking critically, asking questions, and navigating digital content. As Krapel and Kramashi explain, this shift represents a form of creative destruction, where old models give way to more innovative, student-centered approaches. This change also supports greater learner autonomy. Through platforms like Khan Academy or Piano Maestro, students can explore content independently, practice at their own pace, and collaborate with peers, aligning with Harrison's theory of networked learning. Technology also expands access and equity. Students can now engage with content anytime and anywhere, allowing for personalized learning that meets diverse needs. Instructional implications for today's classrooms. Alongside these changes, pedagogy is evolving. We've moved from memorization to experiential learning, a process emphasized in Kolb's learning cycle, which includes experiencing, reflecting, conceptualizing, and experimenting. This brings us to an important implication. Instructional design must be flexible and inclusive. No single method works for every learner. As Kolb's model reminds us, great digital instruction should incorporate multiple approaches to support all learning styles. Ultimately, the goal isn't just to digitize content, but to transform how we teach and learn, making education more engaging, equitable, and effective. So what does this mean for instructional design? We must develop blended models that combine real-world relevance with virtual flexibility. E-learning isn't just about transferring content to a screen. It's about adapting delivery methods to ensure meaningful engagement for all types of learners. As Harrison reminds us, true innovation comes when we transform pedagogy, not just digitize it.
As we conclude, we want to leave you with this powerful statement. Education in the digital age is not about replacing teachers. It's about empowering them to guide learners in new ways. This really reflects our core message. Throughout our project, we explored how technology is reshaping education. It's not here to take over, it's here to help teachers create engaging and personalized learning experiences. We discovered that learning styles can influence engagement, but evidence-based strategies matter most. Digital tools provide flexibility and creativity, but they only work when teachers lead the way with their expertise in relational skills. Our call to action is simple. Let's embrace technology as a partner in teaching, not a replacement, and use it to empower teachers and students alike.